all the brown culture ये ਭੈਣਾਂ ਲਈ pretty is an understatement ਕਿਉਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ book ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂ like ਇਸ ਚ ਕੀ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਖਾਸ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ relate ਕਰਦਾ
It is a lot of triggers, a lot of content about like relationships, things that we don't talk about in our community. The title Pretty is an Understatement is basically saying कि I'm much more than my outer appearance. Picking up this book will give you the idea of कि कुड़ी दी जिंदगी दे विच हुंदा की आ. Chapter 2 is very bold. Like I pick up the book and I'm like, wow, कि आवी लिखता
1984 in the book as well.
It's not a controversial topic that we've chosen. Power from that whole operation and everything that had happened, it is something all of us need to be aware of, that it's in our blood. So if we're going through depression, anxiety, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It obviously matters. Speak up and everything. Get the help you need. At the end of the day, in your blood is that power.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Hanji, what's next? Welcome to another episode. ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਐਪੀਸੋਡ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਲਈ ਅਰਾਊਂਡ ਦਾ ਵਰਲਡ ਅੱਜ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਗੈਸਟ ਨੇ ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਰਾਈਟਰ ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਪੋਇਟ ਐਂਡ ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਟੈਲਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਰੀਸੈਂਟਲੀ ਇੱਕ ਬੁੱਕ ਰਿਲੀਜ਼ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਪ੍ਰੀਟੀ ਇਜ਼ ਐਨ ਅੰਡਰਸਟੇਟਮੈਂਟ ਕਿਉਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੁੱਕ ਪੜ੍ਹਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂ ਲਾਈਕ ਇਸ 'ਚ ਕੀ ਇਹੋ ਜਿਹਾ ਖਾਸ ਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਵੈਨ ਆਈ ਸੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਲੇਟ ਕਰਦਾ ਲਾਈਕ ਆਲ ਦ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਕਲਚਰ ਇਹ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਲਈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਲਈ ਕਿਉਂ ਇਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ Praneet, welcome to show.
Thank you so much, Vali.
Thank you for saying yes. So, Praneet na saadi I think ase week ch gall hoyi hai and she's like, okay, Paji, I want to do it. So I was like, wow, okay, because she's going away next week. So I was like, yeah, let's do this weekend. Before we jump into the book, emotions behind the pages, let's talk about who is Praneet ताकि थोड़ी foundation इस podcast ना पहला बने के who is she Praneet अपने बारे दसो कुछ अपने a little bit about you so the listener knows who is Praneet Rana.
This is a hard question. No.
Okay. Go for it.
So I'm born and brought up here. We have a massive family here, so that's where the cultural side of things comes from. The psychology ਕੀਤੀ from Waikato University.
Nice.
Yeah, and I don't know, shonk charke poetry da and utthe start ho gaya sara kuch.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what inspired you to write this book?
This book, a lot of things. Jado we a question on na samne, it's too many things to answer because there's a lot of people out there that have inspired this. And je dekho Rupi Kaur, her work, Milk and Honey, the book was fantastic. Then there's Harman Kaur with Fulkari, Rupinder Kaur with Ru. So these books have all played a part, but then also the content. We come from such a good community, but there's so much talent around that we just need to showcase. So it's not just my stories, it's stories of everyone around me.
Nicely put.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the reasons ਜਿਹਦੇ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੈਂ curious ਸੀ ਇਹ podcast ਕਰਨ ਲਈ because ਸਾਡੀ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਇਸ ਫੀਲਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣਾ ਕਰ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਤੇ we should know ਕਿ ਨਾ encourage ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਇਸ podcast ਦੇ ਨਾਲ like ਜਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ books ਲੈ ਕੇ ਕਿ what they are building up to, right? ਤੇ Praneet, okay, before let's dig more about your book. I want to start with this thing. You know, ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਰੈਸਟੋਰੈਂਟ ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਫੂਡ ਖਾਣ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਹਰੇਕ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਫਲੇਵਰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਪਸੰਦ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਆ ਸੋ ਵਾਟਸ ਦਿਸ ਬੁੱਕ ਇਜ਼ ਇਟਸ ਇਹ ਬੁੱਕ ਦਾ ਫਲੇਵਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਸੋ ਕਿਹੜੀ ਆਡੀਅנס ਵਾਸਤੇ ਹੈ ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਲੈਣ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਓਕੇ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਵਾਟ ਦੇ ਗੈਟਿੰਗ ਓਕੇ ਸੋ ਲਿਟਲ ਬਿਟ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਦੈਟ
Okay, so in the book it's not just relaxing mellow Sunday day you just sit down and read. It's not that. It is a lot of triggers, a lot of content about like relationships, things that we don't talk about in our community. But it's every ki Punjabi poetry jehdi hai it keeps all the young and old entertained. It keeps everyone connected. So main hi kehni ha ki jadon vi tusi book padhni a when you start please finish it because it's not ki एक पेज देख के तुसी थल्ले रख दी because you got angry or triggered. It's not like that. And end tak padho and you'll get the full flavor of everything.
Praneet di actually a second book ka. So this was the first one.
Hanji.
The Delicacy of a Rose.
Hanji.
Okay. ਜਦੋਂ ਪਹਿਲੀ ਲਿਖੀ ਸੀ because first one's always I should do it or not.
Yeah.
ਹੈ ਨਾ?
Yeah.
ਉਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਦੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਤੇ ਆਹ ਲਾਂਚ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਇਮੋਸ਼ਨਸ ਕਿੰਨਾ ਫਰਕ ਸੀ?
A lot. Actually, with the first one, it's more of a healing mechanism, you can say.
Okay.
It's more ki journaling kiti day and night, and I came out of some things, and I just wanted to make sure that there's something there for everyone to read. That's when the first one came out, and I think with that one, it wasn't so much ki loki goge ki ki likha and stuff. Idda kuch nahi si because it hai nahi ga inna kuch to be honest.
Okay.
Dusri bari now dil tak every single time. There's too much in the second book.
Okay.
And aise bhi jadon padhi da we're like, oh my god, ek ki likhta.
Okay.
But yeah.
Wow, ki likhta.
So we also are very nervous for the second one especially.
Yeah.
Ki log ki koge basically. Yeah.
Let's start with the title. Pretty is an understatement.
Yeah.
Bahut catchy hai.
Yeah.
It gets your attention.
Yeah.
What was the thought process behind that to decide that title?
Yeah.
ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿਉਂ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਕਿ okay ਮੇਰੀ second book ਦਾ title ਹੀ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ? Like what's the story behind it?
So first, the name of the second book was Painting a Paradise.
Painting a Paradise.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. And when we saw the cover, because book liquidly see sara kuch ho gaya si, jadon title ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤਾ, they were like, okay, let's design the cover. Cover ਵੀ ਆ ਗਿਆ, but something did not feel right. Painting.
Cover on ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਵੀ.
But I'm very fussy about
No, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
It just looked too cute, and I was like, I'm a woman now. The stories we've written in it, it's more mature. We need a mature look to it. And when we look back at our stories, a lot of women, a lot of people, men as well, they go through ki main sona nahi hega, main nahi hega, like, but we forget about what we have achieved. The title Pretty is an Understatement is basically saying ki I'm much more than my outer appearance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's the summary of
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I want to, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਖੋਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ.
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
Because when you say
so when you see women, our first intention is ਉਹ ਸੋਹਣੀ ਆ, ਦੂਸਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੋਹਣੀ.
Okay.
Or she's prettier than her, you know, these kind of things. And that to me speaks a lot because I'm like, everyone's pretty. Like, everyone's got the same features. Like everything, like everyone's pretty in their own way. But that's where the title comes from. I think everyone goes through a time in their lives where it's low self-esteem. मैं सोहनी नहीं हैगी, I don't want to be around people. A lot of depression, anxiety happens because of that these days as well.
So that covers the whole.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's more, actually, it's more than just the pretty. Okay,
Yeah.
I was not going into that direction.
Yeah.
So you're saying it covers different stages of women
100%.
plus the emotions. Quite sensitive topics as well, right?
Yeah.
Now, okay, Praneet, how will they relate to you? Because obviously, as a writer,
Yeah.
was there any specific events in the life you have seen someone going through that? ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਇਹ specific topics choose ਕਰਨ ਦੇ?
Yeah.
Like, you choose these topics and write the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's more, I'm not going to pinpoint out experiences.
Yeah, fair enough.
But there has been experiences of, let's say, depression, anxiety, women's health. But we've only included that in the book to open up the conversations about these things. It's not to highlight ki mere naal hoya, feel sorry for me. It's not that or anything.
Okay.
And that's not the image that we're trying to create. When I say we've put in conversations about these topics, it's more to ki loki start karan ki हाँ आ भी साड़ियाँ कुड़ियाँ दे नाल हुंदा है कि you know, gal karo as bare, and yeah. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No. It does.
Yeah,
it does answer in some context. But like, okay, so I'm keen to know, as a writer, कि बंदे ने भी book पढ़नी चाहिए as like, okay, it's just for women.
No, definitely.
Like, what will they get from it?
That's a good question.
Yes, because अपने listeners ਨੂੰ audience ਨੂੰ पता होना चाहिए भी कि okay ठीक है तो कुड़ियां ने पढ़ने वाली book नहीं. Brothers, you need to know the emotions and all the things happening in your life as well. Maybe ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਰਿਹਾ, book ਪੜ੍ਹਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗੇ ਕਿ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ relate ਕਰਦਾ. ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਘਰ 'ਚ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਤੇ ਵੀ ਆਪਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਉੱਤੇ, ਪਰ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ book ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੱਡੀ picture ਦਿਖਾ ਦੇਵੇ. So yeah, why men?
I think there's so much to a woman that is very hard to articulate in words. Picking up this book will give you the idea of ki kudi di zindagi de vich hunda ki hai. And it's not ki like kudiyan themselves, like even for men, bullying happens to men. Ki lower self-esteem, everything like that happens. Obviously, because I'm a girl, I'm only going to speak about our experiences.
Fair enough, yeah.
But in book 3, we're already thinking about including things for men. And at the book launch, there were so many men there from our community, which is unexpected.
I've seen the photos.
See.
Yeah.
Yeah, very unexpected. So breaking that stereotype opens our eyes as well. Ki, yeah, men can pick up the book. And a couple of men actually have read the book and they've been mind blown.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Now, was there a specific poem in the both books? Let's talk about this second book.
Yeah.
Was there like a specific poem that made you cry or laugh that you want to, tell the audience like, okay, this part is really close to my heart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every chapter we've poured our hearts into.
Nice. Of course, yeah.
But I think chapter 2 is very bold. Like I pick up the book and I'm like, wow, ki avi likhta ki that shows a lot of strength, to be honest. And it's not just they're my words, but the way we've expressed it through our illustrations, done by Sharon Atkin, Sonia Goodmel. We've got a really good team, and they've poured their hearts into their work as well. So I think each poem has its own essence, and the book is put together with a lot of emotions.
Right.
But chapter 2, be careful.
Chapter 2. Be careful. Okay. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So just don't jump straight to chapter 2, guys.
Yeah. Please read the whole thing.
Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Let's go back a little bit, maybe more. I want to know, especially as a poet, when you were a teen. How was that? Like you were like doing the poetry at that time as well, or is just something happened after a certain period of time? Like you decided, okay, I can do the poems. Like how?
Oh, okay. So The Delicacy of a Rose, the first book, it was actually supposed to be a chapter book, like a proper non-fiction chapter book. And when I was 17, I was just writing, and I had come out of a depressive episode. And during counselling, the counsellor said, make sure you start journaling. And at that time, gone Sunday, I'm like, okay, journaling out of all things. Like, how will that help me? But I picked up a pen, started writing, and those words were going to be in that first chapter book. And it did not feel right. I was like, this is not me. I saw Rupi Kaur's work. I'm not trying to be like her, but that speaks a lot of power. And that is my main mission. I've experienced some things that I would never want anyone to experience.
Nice.
Or like, be that voice for the people that aren't easily heard. So at a very young age, I think the writing just came to me. And the idea of releasing a book came through boredom. Wow. That's not an inspiring story.
Okay, wow. No, it's still something, you got your calling.
Yeah.
Through 100%. That stage. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think it's a lesson I learned. Things happen for a reason.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Wow. When you write a book, creative process the part actually, hey? Do you need a specific time? Like, some people, they say like, okay, we write when the thought comes in. Like, मेरे को idea आया, मैं लिखना शुरू करता straight away. Or you go like to, okay, some people book their vacations and they go like, okay, I'm going to write the book during this time.
Yeah.
How do you write the book? Like, it's like you do in the intervals, or you go every day, or you go on weekends? How?
Okay, so every morning and night I'm writing, journaling, and I've got stacks of journals at home.
Wow.
Yeah, and my mum's not very happy with the stacks of journals.
Auntie G, sorry.
Yeah. But all of that at the end of the year is crafted into poetry.
Okay.
And for the book process, I think this book was actually, it took me 2 months to get together.
2 months?
I was so bored.
Wow.
Yeah. So we obviously took a 4-year gap between the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
But that 4-year gap was only to get content.
Okay.
I was writing morning and night, but that stuff was created just 2 months back, literally this January.
Okay, so
Yeah.
after the release of first book,
Hanji.
so the 4-year, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਿਰਫ journals ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ.
Hanji.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then later on, just 4 months ago, you decided, okay, from this journal, I'm going to make a book.
Yeah.
So the 4 month was like filtering the work from the journal?
Yeah.
Is that that?
Yeah. 100%.
Okay, I get it. Do you have like a specific spot? You know, like ਹਰੇਕ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ 'ਚ ਯਾਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆ ਇੱਥੇ ਬਹਿ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਲਿਖਦਾ ਹਾਂ, you know? Or like specific snack, like some people like to eat while they, you know, or drink something.
Yeah.
Do you have something like that?
A specific spot, I think whenever an idea comes to me, I quickly write it down. But that's anywhere really. There's no spots or anything. But I think when it comes to actually being in the mood to write, it takes me a Bollywood movie.
I was not expecting that.
I know.
Wow. Bollywood movie.
Hanji, 100%. Shah Rukh Khan di movie lagi howe and I'm writing away.
A romantic movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fully.
Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, मैं बिल्कुल भी expect नहीं किया था Bollywood movie, Shah Rukh Khan. Okay, good. That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't know, stuff. Then I just write.
What's your favorite Bollywood movie?
Oh, too many. Too many.
Too many?
Way too many.
Wow.
That's my favorite.
Wow. You know, but still,
Yeah.
I have my favorite movie that I can watch anytime. I already watched, like, I think, more than 50 times.
Yeah.
Hera Fairy. I've seen so many times
Hanji.
with my friends, my family. I know every single dialogue in the movie. Like that one. Do you have any?
I think Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum then.
Wow.
Yeah.
The roller coaster of emotions.
Perfect.
Wow. That explains a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Nice. Okay. One thing, if you, again, a fun question, if you get a time machine, time travel machine, you know, you go back in time, if you meet your younger version, 14-year or 15-year-old, and you want to give one piece of advice, right, from the book, or you want to give them one piece of poem, which one would that be?
Oh.
From your books.
One poem?
One poem or one book, chapter, you know, from these two books.
Yeah.
You go like, young Praneet, there you go. You know, yeah.
Definitely the last chapter in the second book.
Last
which is
chapter.
Becoming. I think it just ties in life all together. And I'm a very delusional girl, and I get told, like, you know, why you but I'm very, very delusional. Like, I want to see my work speak for itself. And I think somewhere in between, as a young teenager, you get lost in reality. You're like, oh yeah, maybe that is too much delusion. You know, come karo 9 to 5, come home, sleep.
Yes.
But I think somewhere I've picked up that side of myself where I'm like, no, that's my drive. Like, I need to keep going. And that piece of that chapter would be the best piece of advice for any young girl, actually, is to follow your dreams.
So for anyone, if you're like, you know, 14 to 15 or any teenage girls, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
The reason for asking this question, I do have Panjiyan.
Hanji.
Mere khudi Panjiyan. They're like teen. And I was like, okay, this will be a good question to ask. Because they like to read the book.
Of course.
And I'm gonna give them actually to read this book,
nice.
honestly. So I'm keeping one book, so so yeah, they can read and understand. Wow, they are very sensitive topics, right? Because I've seen the context of your book. Do you, like, while writing this journals or writing the book, the whole process, do they take you to the dark side sometime?
Yeah. Even when I'm reading it, it takes me back to that moment.
Yeah.
And I think, because it's not just my experiences, it's a lot of experiences put into it. So I was talking to one of our illustrators who has been through some similar stuff that have also inspired me to write something, like, accordingly to her experiences. And she said the same thing. She said, obviously, no matter how much healing you do, when you're trying to creatively put out that work, to obviously speak so much power, you do get dragged into it. And I think when that book was all crafted, there was a week where I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm reliving everything. But it comes back to how you pick up yourself. Yeah.
At any stage, while writing the book, you think like, okay, no, I'm not gonna publish this.
Yeah.
Many times?
Many, many times. And I think the drive for it never dies. So it just stays at the back. And I'm one that if I don't do something then and there, I regret. Like, that regret is the killer for me. So there was a point where I was like, no. Like, I had even finished the marketing processes and everything. The legal work, contracts are signed. And I was like, I'm not doing this. And then I don't know what happened. I was just sleeping, and I woke up to my vision board, and it's always there, and it's got the page of the book, poems and everything. And I'm like, I want people to be holding this. So that's what kept me going.
So there is a vision board.
Yeah, and it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, okay. Tell us more about it, because there are heaps of people, including me.
Yeah.
I don't have a vision board here, but at one stage in my life, I had a vision board.
Yeah.
Why people stop, working on their vision board? Even for you, okay, let me elaborate this, okay? You have the vision board, you put your things up, you keep on working on that year, 2 year, maybe like 6 months, it's not working. So how long your vision board, like the process?
Yeah.
Are you still working from the things you working last year as well? Or is this the small goals, 3 months, 2 months?
Yeah.
How does it work for you?
So every year I create a new vision board.
You just rip up okay.
Yeah.
So, Excel about Pardo?
So every year I make a big canvas board.
Okay.
This year there's 2, because there was just too much in my head that I wanted to achieve. And you put it in a place where you see it every morning. I think that is the key. And
I did the same, honestly.
Really? And it didn't work.
It did work for some parts.
Yeah.
But I think at that stage of my life, I was not committed for, let's say, to hard work.
Yeah.
But I was dreaming a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was blaming, like, why it's not happening.
Yeah.
But I know now, like, if I had to go back, I can tell myself, look, it's not going to work until you do this.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? Yeah.
So that's where I was coming at as well. Your big goals, make them big pictures. And then the steps to get to that goal, you need to have on your vision board as well. I think that is the key. And I think people get it mixed up when they just expect everything to come to you. That's not the point of a vision board. Vision board is just there for you to visualize what you want in life. The hard work you have to do. And I'm a big believer that opportunities don't actually just come to you. You have to go out and find them.
Yeah.
I'm a very big believer of that. And I think having a board with all of your wants and needs, break it up, small and big, have it there every morning. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it is a process, guys.
Yeah. It's fun.
Steps, follow, repeat. Wow. Praneet, I want you to elaborate about your book now. You know, ਆਪਾਂ ਥੋੜਾ touch ਕੀਤਾ ਕਿ ਪਰ ਇਸ ਥੋੜਾ ਕੋਈ chapter ਨੂੰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖੋਲ ਕੇ ਦੱਸੋ. Any part from the book that you want to share here on the camera. ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ should like a highlight from your book.
Yeah, there's a lot of highlights in the book.
Yeah.
The biggest one for us was as a younger generation. That's right. बहुत सुन चाहता है कि कुड़ियां नू आजकल ਦੀਆਂ ਕੁੜੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ. And that is the main statement of the book. कि हाँ, we obviously have relationships. We obviously go out of our ways to explore life, everything, you know.
Yeah.
And that doesn't necessarily mean कि सानू culture ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕੁਝ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ. The first chapter in the book, Inclining, it is bringing the old and young together, but also as a girl born and brought up in New Zealand, a lot of people have read that chapter and they're like, wow. Like, so people are aware of, you know, everything happening. And when I say that, it's like, poems about Mava, Tia, like everything. We've included 1984 in the book, and that is not something people would expect. We've included a poem about Mapago, and now when people look at me, they'll be like, "How do you know about her?"
Yeah, that's what my
Yeah.
You put 1984 in the book as well.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And who inspired you for that? Like, you know, you are doing book on women's.
Hanji.
So in 1984.
Yeah, confusing, right?
It is a bit confusing actually for audience and for me as well. Like at the moment, like what will be in that book?
So it's not a controversial topic that we've chosen. It's 1984 in the sense the poem is in the chapter Becoming, which is in the last chapter.
Okay.
And that poem resonated well with us. One, because of our history.
Yes.
And two, because the power from that whole operation and everything that had happened, it is something all of us need to be aware of, that it's in our blood. So if we're going through depression, anxiety, I'm not saying it doesn't matter. It obviously matters. Speak up and everything. Get the help you need. At the end of the day, in your blood is that power.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Love it. No, honestly, it gave me goosebumps, honestly, when you said this whole thing about the power in your blood.
Yeah.
And you related that to 84. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick up your brain, actually, but it's just giving me like so much different...
That's what happens every night.
Amazing. Is your personal life changed after the first book or second book?
After the first book, I think it was more key, oh yeah, she's writing, you know, like it's fine. Second book, now it's because it's becoming more bigger. We did a book launch. ਪਹਿਲੀ ਤਾਂ came out in COVID. ਫਿਰ ਉਦੋਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ book launch ਨਾ. ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜਾ book launch ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ we've done a couple of interviews. It's different for me because I'm not used to it. A pura hafta I was at home replying to people. And,
nice.
You know, like it's...
Getting busy.
Yeah. It has been nice. I think the other side of it is like, it's so nice knowing that women are picking up the book and they're reading it, relating to it. That is what's more important for us. Yeah.
The other good thing is actually, ਜਿਹੜੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਐਕਸਾਈਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਕਿ you're from New Zealand, right? ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਭੈਣ ਆ ਸਿਮਰਨ ਕੌਰ.
Yes.
Girl that invest. Yeah. She's doing amazing.
Honestly.
She's doing amazing.
Yeah.
Honestly, sister, you're doing amazing for community as well.
Yeah, I think she's in India at the moment too.
Yeah, I think she's planning the wedding.
Yeah.
No, it's all over Instagram.
No, I'm joking.
But amazing. So again, seeing you also releasing the books and doing this work for community and the brown girls, well with you.
Thank you.
Going back to closing parts, what's next?
Yeah.
What's next? Like obviously, 2 books ਹੋ ਗਈਆਂ ਨੇ ਪਬਲਿਸ਼ ਕਰਤੀਆਂ ਨੇ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਗੱਲ ਪਹੁੰਚ ਰਹੀ ਆ ਨਾ ਲੋਕੀ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਦੇਖਣਗੇ but what's next for Praneet?
So definitely there's a lot of things. Like I said, I'm very delusional. Our publishers are already speaking to bookstores in India.
Nice.
Yeah, that is our mission for girls in India to be reading the book because I just think it's so important to open these conversations up. So that is one of our main things.
Sorry, will that be translated into Punjabi or Hindi or just in English?
So there will be a form of it in Punjabi, full Punjabi.
Okay.
But उदां भी ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀ copies ਹੈ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾਊਗੀਆਂ.
Okay, okay, cool, yeah.
So that is one aspect that we're working on. The other one is when people say, how much money are you making? How much, that's not our concern. And I want to make that very clear. That's not our mission. Our mission is to be there for women. So by doing that, we are planning book number 3.
Nice.
So it's in the works. And a bigger book launch will be hopefully out.
Okay.
At the same time, we're trying to bring in a lot of women from different areas to come on to our team for book 3. And that is because we also want to promote young talent, open it up to everyone in our communities, and just grow from that, to be honest.
You mean like collaboration with other writers and be in the one book?
Okay, so I'll open up a little.
Yeah.
So for book 3, I want to have a chapter in there where it's poems from different people that have inspired me.
That inspired you?
Yes.
Nice.
So it'll be a poem from a lot of different women who have built themselves as brands or businesses, whatever. And that is only to make it clear that these books, you don't have to be famous. Lok vi sade jehde are like from our city or country, whatever, they are very inspiring. The stories out there, you would be mind blown by.
Wow.
Yeah. So
and you're in touch with some of them?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, fully.
So if someone's listening or watching you right now.
Yeah. Please contact.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So if they write anywhere in the world, right?
You don't have to be a writer.
Yeah, okay.
I want to include your story. 1, because it's a healing mechanism for yourself. And 2, because it will be so good to be the voice for so many people out there that don't get this platform to talk.
Honestly, I do have some people.
Yeah.
Some people contact me on TikTok.
Yeah.
ਮੇਰੇ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਨੇ ਕੁਝ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ ਮਾਡਰਨ ਸਿੰਗਸ ਦਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਰਟ ਸੀ ਪੋਸਟਪਾਰਟਮ ਡਿਪਰੈਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਰਾਈਟ ਉਹ ਜੋ ਕਲਿੱਪ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਕਲਿੱਪ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਾਇਰਲ ਗਿਆ ਦੈਨ ਆਈ ਗॉट ਸੋ ਮੈਨੀ ਮੈਸੇजेस ਫਰਮ ਆਰ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਭੈਣਾਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ ਕਿ ਹਾਂਜੀ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ 'ਚ ਗੱਲ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆਈ ਵੈਂਟ ਥਰੂ ਦੈਟ ਐਂਡ ਬਲਾ 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 ਐਂਡ ਆਈ ਕੈਨ ਸੀ all these people, they want to share their stories. They were telling me and I was like, okay, cool, thanks for sharing with me. Because before putting that clip, I was not sure, like maybe people don't want to talk about it or not, but it was good. It was good. So good to know. So anyone who wants to share their story, how they should contact you?
Instagram simply exist.
Yeah.
That is probably the best way to do it. Yeah.
Tag flash ho raha.
Yeah.
ਪ੍ਰਨੀਤ ਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਅੱਗੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਇਵਨ ਲਾਈਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸਟੋਰੀ ਦੱਸਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਗੋ ਫॉर ਇਟ ਪ੍ਰਨੀਤ ਵਾਟਸ ਨੈਕਸਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੱਸਤਾ ਯਾ ਮੈਂ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਇੱਕ ਪਾਰਟ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮਿਸ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ
ਹਾਂਜੀ
when you write something okay piece of poem or something ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਕ੍ਰਿਟਿਕ ਹੈ ਲਾਈਕ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਆਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਲਿਖੀ ਹੈ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਣਾ ਕੋਈ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਲਾਈਫ 'ਚ ਬੰਦਾ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਣਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਪਰੂਵਲ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਨਾ ਗੁੱਡ ਬੈਡ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਕੁਝ ਇਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਹੈ ਜਿਹੜਾ honest opinion ਦੇ ਦੇ straight away ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ before you even like decide okay I'm going to publish this or not but if that person says no you don't
it's not just one person there's so many people I'm a very like big my work needs to speak for itself but I need it to be perfect because I'm just such a perfectionist like that. So yeah, my cousin Karen, she's always been there. Mum and dad have always been there. Sisters from Australia, like there's so many around the world. I reach out to them. I'm like, "Huni padho, te huni dasso ki kidda da likha aaya."
Wow.
Yeah. So and they're very good like that.
Close family.
Yeah, very
honest.
Yeah. So we're a very big team. I'm not just going to say it's my work. Like the illustrators, they always check what's going on in the book. Our publishers, everyone plays a part. It's not just my work.
I love the picture or this illustration on the book.
Yeah.
You don't have a picture at the back. Why? Because my thodiyan books mein ko paiyan ne. They always have their photo at the back.
Yeah. because it's a teamwork.
Wow, okay, cool.
It's not just my work.
Wow. So ਇੱਕ ਲਿੰਕ ਨੀਚੇ ਦੇਵਾਂਗੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਜੇ ਬੁੱਕ ਬਾਏ ਕਰਨਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਲਿੰਕ ਤੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਵੀ ਬੁੱਕ ਬਾਏ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ. Praneet, any message for all the young ones out there who are just started writing or writing poetry, ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ inspiration ਹਜੇ imagination, right? ਉਹਨਾਂ ਲਈ anything in the camera you can say to them, like, so they know, like, okay, keep on drilling and all that.
I think it's not what you write, or it's not what you write about or anything. If your soul speaks and you're writing away, that work matters at the end of the day. I don't think it's supposed to be right or wrong. And we got a lot of comments about that this isn't poetry, this isn't English, it's not proper technical terms or whatever. At the end of the day, the work will speak for itself only because you're pouring your heart into it. So I think keep writing.
Amazing, amazing. ਖਿੱਚੀ ਰੱਖੋ. ਮਤਲਬ ਕੰਮ ਖਿੱਚੀ ਰੱਖੋ ਕੰਮ. ਇੰਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਏਦਾਂ ਲੱਗ ਰਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਹਜੇ ਸਿਰਫ 10 ਮਿੰਟ ਹੋਏ ਨੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਇੰਨਾ ਐਨਰਜੈਟਿਕ ਪੋਡਕਾਸਟ ਸੀ. ਕੁਐਸਚਨ ਆਨਸਰ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਸੋਹਣੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕੀਤਾ. Anything you want to say to the audience before they buy this book? So they can okay, this is for us, right? Before they pay for this book, they should be aware of it. Restrictions or anything they don't let's just take this book and gift to someone and then they're like, oh, okay, so
in the book we do talk about relationships, abuse, depression, anxiety. There's a lot about culture, and like I say, it's not just it's a Sunday afternoon, let's go relax kind of thing. It's not that type of a book, so please be careful when you are reading it. There are obviously triggers in there that might bring up personal experiences for everyone, but why we've included it is because we want those conversations to be open. It's not sade naal hoya, feel sorry for us. It's not from that point of view. So be careful. Please read it before. I know we've had a lot of mothers who want to gift it to their daughters. Please read the full book before you gift it on to anyone.
That's important. 110 page ne? So it's not like 500 page the book ka. So it's that big. Okay. Praneet, thank you very much for coming. Anything I'm missing that you want to add on into the podcast regarding the book?
No, I think
stage is all good. Perfect.
No, thank you for having me.
Thank you guys. This is the one. Please go and have a look into the book and let us know how was it. And also you can reach out to Praneet. Thank you very much. Hanji, what's next? Thanks, Praneet.
Thank you, Baji.
Thank you.